this man Ishiki out of here. Oh, hey, hey. Whew. Yes, people, Boruto chapter 54. Goju Young. Whew. This is, for me personally, this is the best chapter of Boruto we've had so far, so far, so far. And you know the best thing about this chapter? This fraud Ishiki is gone. Fraud Ishiki out of here. Get him out of here. Look, I don't hate Ishiki, I liked his gentleman act, his cool boy, playboy, sorry I didn't take off my shoes, boy, man, whatever you want. I liked it. But him as the overall villain, I'm not having it, please, please. No, 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 dame. Dame this, please. No, I don't want him. He's cool maybe if he goes into some Orochimaru type role or something like that, Orochimaru was the villain in part 1 then. Less so in part 2. But no, not he like if I'm comparing it to Naruto, it should not be the pain or the Obito or the Madara. No, we're not having it. And I'm happy in this chapter. They said he's gone. Extinguished. Finito. Despacito. Oh yes. Get him out of here. I like him, but the final villain or overall villain, no, thank you. Next. This chapter I had it all. Emotions. This is probably the most emotional I've been in terms of Boruto chapter since Naruto versus Sasuke, the first one. And even then when I wasn't really emotional, I was just like, damn, Naruto really lost. I really thought that was the end for Naruto in that chapter. But this one, the moment with Sasuke and Boruto when he was like, yes, because I am his master. I was like, God damn. And then they did the Amaterasu. I was like, damn, man, this is tough. I almost started tearing up, bro. That was emotional. But then obviously I saw some of the spoilers before the chapter. So the part where Kawaki was like Kusokyo, I already knew that. When I read that part of the spoiler, my heart. Oh God, yes. My chest. And before we even talk about, can we talk about the paneling in this chapter? See, Kishimoto is back. You know he's back. Two things: the paneling, the flashback. The last chapters, I wasn't too sure Kishimoto was back. I could see flashbacks, and obviously Kishimoto likes to do flashbacks. I was like, okay, maybe he's back, but it still didn't feel like there was synergy or control. But now it seems like he's actually. The paneling here was, oh my God, Becky, immense. Oh, brothers and sisters, immense. When I say, it's not like there's still levels, but this was a big improvement. Look at bruh. This Ikemoto that did this chapter, it was actually immense. Some of the details in the art, like the face, Ikemoto used shading in this chapter. Oh my God. I didn't think I was going to see it happen. But this man, he shaded. Oh, so that's enough. But let's just let's talk about the chapter. Let's talk about the chapter. In the beginning of the chapter, obviously Momoshiki just took out Sasuke's Rinnegan. Everything moving, everything Gucci, everything is looking bad. And we get some flashbacks, Kishimoto's trademark, which is I like Kishimoto because he always brings things back. See, I don't know if Kodachi would have used flashbacks, but I don't think Kodachi has ever used flashbacks in the time he was here. And I'm like, why doesn't he use flashbacks to call things back? It just seems like, it's just a good tactic to do when writing a story. It's just a nice callback. It kind of gives payoff. And it tells you that the writer has been thinking about things and connecting this. I don't know. That's just me personally. So before we even talk about the chapter, Boruto, my guy's looking fly than he ever been. He's looking fly, McFly. Look, bro, he's looking better than he did in chapter 43 when he beat Boro. Look at his facial line structure. The ladies are gonna have a field day today. Kawaki, like I said, getting those flashbacks. He's imagining Boruto. Momoshiki is like, yes, I've been free. Time to work these niggas. And then, Kawaki is, doing the Naruto, calling out to Boruto. Boruto, I know you're in there. And Momoshiki is like, nah, G, not today, little boy. No. And then he says, this is why I think, look, if Ishiki comes back to be main villain, I'll be pissed. Because what they said, what they said about the chapter is he's gone. His Isikusu completely extinguished. Kawaki is freedom, but then Momoshiki now says, but your freedom is fleeting. So he's free, and then later in the chapter they talk about even though Ishiki is gone and the karma is dissipated, you had already gone through 80% of the process. So you're 80%. Basically, You're basically more than half Otsutsuki. Like you're almost 80% fully Otsutsuki. So I don't know if that Otsutsuki is in terms of just like DNA or something, or Ishiki's thoughts will start having, thoughts with him and there'll be some synergy in their thinking, or it just, like biological and things like that. Because if Ishiki comes back, oh my God, I don't want to see this man. Like, I don't want him. Like, I don't hate him, but for me, I've just like for me, it was always like a smaller time villain to the more interesting was like, no, to be fair, none of Kodachi's villains have been that particularly interested to me. The best one for me has always been Ao. I like the conflict with the technology and all. That was probably the most interesting one for me. The other ones are just like, okay, he's a bad guy, do this, do that. Like, yeah, okay. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ishiki. Like this chapter was simple. It was really like a fight. It was just highlighting in terms of importance, the emotion, and and this is how he sold it, because the way, like Kryptonian Saiyan always says, or Naruto explained, or I don't know what he goes by now, but slow down the panels, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at the panel for Naruto just to fall down. That took almost the whole page, or maybe even a whole page. Look at page. What page is this? Like page 5 and 6, where Ishiki and where Momoshiki and Kawaki are throwing hands and they're running, and then look at the part where Boruto like does some kind of somersault above Kawaki, and then look at the speed lines for, oh my, this shit was lit, bro. Bro, it was crazy. And obviously he still has a ways to go, but I'm so happy because this is like one of the few tangible improvements I've been seeing from Ikemo, and I hope it continues like this. Please, God, answer our prayers. Answer these prayers. Kawaki, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I don't think even Kawaki is gonna be bad. I think there's gonna be some kind of conflict that happens in the post time skip that is actually not as clear cut as bad and good, but I just something's gonna happen. I don't know, but Kawaki, when would this man not stop being fantastic? When? Somebody stop this guy. He's too nice. This man put himself on fire. On fire for this plan. He burned himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is the MVP. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. He's the MVP. Fantastic character. I'm running out of superlatives for this man. Superlatives. Back to what I was saying in the chapter, Momoshiki is going to take Kawaki to eat him, redo the plan. Now that I'm thinking about it, is it, how in Attack on Titan, like if a founding Titan gets the like the DNA, like the of the royal, if someone of the royal bloodline gets the founding Titan, then they are kind of controlled to always follow the rule of the first Titan, something like that. So I wonder if Kawaki is going to follow something similar where he has no choice, and even Boruto too. Maybe they have no choice but to follow that kind of thing of doing the 10 tails thing, maybe, but actually that could be interesting because it will work for Boruto, because Boruto is actually, like they said, he's already inherited Otsutsuki genes or blood or power, whatever. So he's already kind of like the royal power, and then he's mixed with the Otsutsuki power. So there may be like a genetic code that programs him to go and actually do the 10-tail sacrifice thing. I don't know, but that could be an interesting turn in terms of like genetics. I mean, Ishiki has been talking about destiny, is fate. He likes talking about destiny and fate, how that human beings are destined to be this. So this could be a twist on destiny, on how destined by your genetics. There was even that arc with Jugo in the anime about genetics and destiny and how the bird cannot fly. Link connects. I see you. But yeah, that was it. And then obviously we get some fights. Boruto coming clutch. I guess it's not really coming clutch, but he kind of suckered Sasuke with the Vanishing Rasengan, like, who? And people were trashing on Sasuke, but look at Sasuke. This man lost his eye, but he's still coming in clutch. But the plans, I don't understand what people were saying, because I don't agree with people of mine. Sasuke, oh my God, no, they were not. Like, let's be real. Even outside it, Sasuke has taken more L's in the Naruto series than W's. Like, let's just be factual here. He's taking more L's than W's. So when people say, oh no, Sasuke is this guy, he's super analytical. I'm like, yeah, but not really. Where was the analytics against Killer B? Or against Madara, or against, I mean, I guess even against Deidara, it wasn't like there was, but it really wasn't. Like it was more, you can only use what you have. So he used the Sharingan. He saw that Deidara had Earth Chakra. Obviously, he has lightning. It was pretty simple. Like that plan, it was simple, but so I don't want to give him too much credit for that, but I give him credit because there's something off about his plan. So when people say, "Oh man, Sasuke is this," I'm like, okay. Like there are a few times where Sasuke's plans have actually worked. I'm just saying, but that's neither here nor there. And like I've said, man, Boruto looking fly with his design. Kamomoshiki take over more, and I'm sorry, my thoughts have kind of been scattered, but this chapter has just been hype. Like, it's really just been hype for me. And then this man Boruto wakes up, kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen and Suken. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there's a new, because of, I mean, Naruto is probably one of the biggest manga of all time, obviously in Japan. So I guess it's not surprising that manga like Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen now take this step instead of like falling for, like, obviously Naruto was always subject to the Kyuubi's influence. And I've only watched one episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I know from that episode that Yuji, even though Sukuna took over his body, he could still say, "Oh no, this is my body." Or Asta, where I think the demon took over, it was like, "Still, no, this is my body," kind of thing. So it's interesting that whereas in Naruto, it he fell to it multiple times before he changed. But in Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen, they just take the step of, no, we stop it here. This is my body, or they make it more of an even battle. That's, I mean, I've only watched one episode. I don't know if Sukuna actually takes control and works this man Itadori later, but we'll see. And I can see that in Boruto here in this chapter. He takes in the thing and he's like, he stops. Boruto stops his hand and it's like, yes, I like that moment. Boruto is a real G gangster. Certified G. And then let's talk about end of this chapter. After this man Boruto broke his horn, obviously Momoshiki is coming back. At least I think so. I don't think he's dead. He's coming back. Like, come on. He's coming back. How? He's gonna come back at some point, but Kawaki and Boruto is like, oh, damn, brother. Stupid bro. It hit me in my soul. My heart. I never felt this way before. Is that like a Disney Channel song? I can't remember. Anyway, and then obviously at the end of the chapter, Naruto is on the floor. Look, there's only, regardless of whether Naruto dies here, which I doubt, or he enters a coma, or he wake up later, but he's less powered. There's going to be consequences here, and this consequence is going to shock the whole ninja world. So, and then I don't know what's going to happen. So that's what the thing is now for me in terms of, if he's dead or he's in a coma or he's less powerful, obviously next chapter is probably going to be reactions like, what's Gara saying, what's Chojuro saying, what's Kurotuchi saying, what's the Hidden Leaf saying, what's the family saying, what's going to Sakura saying. And that's, I don't know if one chapter is enough to round up that, which is why I always assumed the next 5 chapters will be the fallout of what happens here. But maybe we get it in the next 2 chapters, because obviously it's not going to be in the next chapter. It's going to be probably in the chapter after that. And then obviously Boruto is too dangerous to stay in the village. But then the question, if Naruto is actually in a coma, right? Then Sasuke has, I don't know, Sasuke has to stay behind, I think, because he can't, he has to be the, I can't see Shikamaru. Shikamaru can be the Hokage because he's wise, but then again, the Hokage has to be the most powerful person, and Shikamaru is not. Is not the most powerful person. So I mean, so I just can't, I can see Shikamaru being a good Hokage, but as the person, as the guider of a shinobi village, the protector, I just like, he'll probably be a lot strict to, since he's not as strong as Naruto or Sasuke or even Sakura. Since he's not as strong, he'll probably have to be more stricter, whereas Naruto could be more lax because of how strong he is and because of his general nature. Shikamaru will probably have to be more, like stricter. But even then, if there's a real big problem, how are they going to contact Sasuke? That's the question. How long would it take for them to send the bird, that before Sasuke comes back, the village already destroyed? So it doesn't make sense for me for Sasuke to leave the village if Naruto is actually, unconscious or in a coma or something. It just doesn't make sense. And then if Sasuke can't leave the village, then, and Boruto can't definitely stay in the village, because I mean he could, because obviously Sasuke is there to watch him, but it's also that's kind of problematic. But I think one of the key things is that Sasuke is, what's the word? Or Boruto, Imoshige comes out when Boruto is out of chakra. So they may train Boruto to never be out of chakra. That might be the training he goes on to make sure he's always, you know, stronger, never runs out of chakra, never takes a beating like that. So they may do that. He may leave the village. I really don't know what's gonna happen. But given that the time skip is happening soon, I don't know if he leaves or he stays. But we'll see what happens. I'll probably come up with more thoughts on my things in a later video. This video is already like 17 minutes long, so that's enough from me. So anyway, I'm Yenzo, and this has been real. I'll see you later. Safe.